Knockout artists are often regarded as some of the scariest dudes in the sport.
How the f do you punch so hard?
Look at a guy like Francis and Donald melting wilder than Alex Pereira. And yeah, it makes perfect sense.
He is a monster.
He's terrifying.
Touch of Death inspires fear because one hits and you're going down. You're not going to remember the whole nights or maybe even the next day. Personally though, I would prefer getting knocked out and facing a freak of nature like this one. These guys are the real demons in the fight game. They might not knock you out with one shots, but they keep coming forward and attacking and still attacking, rinse and repeat until you mentally break so much.
He took so much fucking punishment in this fight, I'm freaking out a little bit, man. I don't like it.
There is nothing you can do. And if you survive till the final bill, the next few weeks are going to be hell because the ungodly beating took years off of your life, not just your fighting career. Welcome to the LoughMedia. If you had to pick between getting knocked out and getting pulverized and emasculated at the same time, which one would you pick? One dude takes your consciousness and the other guy takes away your soul. No contest here, really, but let's take a look. Here are 5 of the most debilitating fighters in the UFC. And as you go on, try to picture yourself as the unfortunate souls stuck in the cage with them. Number 1. Max Holloway, former featherweight champion, holds the record for the most significant strikes landed not just in this division, but the UFC overall. The kicker here is that the prior record was also held by Max.
More strikes than anybody.
As long as you can take it, I'm gonna give it.
This guy keeps breaking his own records. And at this point, each time he goes out to the octagon, you can't help but wonder if this is the fiber Holloway throws over 1,000 strikes over the course of 25 minutes. He got the 744 against Calvin Kattar, and as his victory over All Album demonstrated, the slowing down.
No, he's as good as the best in the world.
Yeah.
What he does to people, he normally butchers them.
With his elite boxing skills and cardio max all the way through, it's a constant stream of punches to the face. He isn't the hardest hitter in the division, but when you're getting hit by close to 100 punches per round, the damage starts piling up real quick.
He's fascinating to me, Max, because he's just this guy that, like, I knew he was really good, and then he kept getting better and kept getting better. I'm like, where's the ceiling on this guy?
And while you may catch him with a hard punch, don't get comfortable because Holloway has an invulnerable chin and he will shrug it off and punch you back for your insolence.
Thing when you grab the hand and kind of teach him how to
Yeah,
block.
I was just telling him, brother, I don't know who your coach is, but this is where he belongs. And then I threw a punch.
Starts yelling at the commentary team during the middle of the fight. Just know that he has broken you and you will never be the same again. Before I move on, I gotta get this off my head. What on earth were they thinking booking Maxwell against the Korean Zombie? Number 2. Colby Covington. Colby Covington truly personifies chaos.
Nobody wants to hear you, man. You're throwing pay-per-views out the window, bro. Shut up. You're a virgin.
In interviews, you don't know what the heck this guy's gonna say. He has little to no filter.
Your wife's a hoe, and she has fake tits on her chest, and you're a piece of shit father.
And inside the octagon, he's even more of a menace. He throws an absurd volume of punches like Halloween, but he can also grapple for 25 minutes.
Colby Covington might have the most outrageous output in the sport.
Against Colby Covington, you won't find a second to breathe. His striking skills might not be as refined as other elite welterweights, but the sheer volume compensates, and there's always the threat of the takedown. Covington was able to outwork RDA, a high-pressure fighter himself, but it was the Robbie Lawler beatdown that truly cemented Colby as some sort of machine.
You threw nearly 600 strikes tonight. You attempted 18 takedowns, took him down 10 times.
When the train's coming through, Junior, don't matter if it's a Trump train or the Colby train, get out the way!
And speed doesn't really matter when you go up against Covington, as the constant wrestling and striking will give you no room to start your own offense. And the guy can keep it up for 25 minutes with no problem. Colby might have the best cardio in the company like no wait, there's someone even worse. Number 3. Merab Dvalishvili. Max all we realize on his striking goal became strike, but his game is built around his grappling. Then you have Merab Dvalishvili, the #1 bantamweight contender in a world.
Merab is very good. Merab is very skilled. Merab is very disciplined.
A stick is stupid cardio, stupid, broken, inhumane cardio. Yeah, that's how I describe his endurance. He is not the best striker, nor the best pure grappling to division. But Merab is capable of shooting 50 takedowns in a single fight.
49 takedown attempts?
It's insane.
Holy shit.
I mean, that's like that frantic pace he was doing sprinting for 25 minutes. I'm like, how is that even humanly possible?
If you haven't grappled, let me tell you, just one failed takedown attempt takes a lot out of you. But this guy never tigers. Never ever when Merab defeated the legendary Jose Aldo at Salt Lake City. You could tell that his cardio was superb. Everyone fighting on that card gassed, but Merab looked okay. Then he dominated Pure Yan, the guy no one wanted to fight, and made it look easy.
Merab is a competitor. Merab is on your face. Merab is not going to go away. Merab is a pain in the ass, is what he is.
There's not a whole lot of technique and finesse to his fighting style. Merab just drowns you, stifles you, makes you question those wrestling drills and cardio workouts. Now at the end of the day, you can't do anything to stop it. With Sterling out of the title contention for the foreseeable future, Mora might finally get a shot at the championship.
I'm the #1 contender after Aljamain Sterling, and yeah, like I said, Aljamain Sterling, he should fight next for the belt, the rematch, and I'm the next guy. I even if I have to wait 1 year, I'm just gonna wait 1 year.
Take one hell of a counter to stop this dude from coming at you. Number 4, Khabib Nurmagomedov. When he was the champion at 155, he was often called the most destructive grappler in UFC history. Sounds like a typical exaggeration for every reigning champion, but you can see it with Khabib. I don't have to show clips of the Mullings, as you already know what this guy did to his opponents. So let's examine the psychology across from newsstands, an undefeated MMA fighter who has never been hurt. Nevergun Rockhead is yet to bleed. And as soon as the referee starts the belt, Khabib will come forward and try to take you down. Every opponent of Khabib knew his game plan, and not a single one was able to stop him. Khabib was praised for his control and grind and calm, but his chain wrestling was often underappreciated. 1 takedown to takedowns, 5 takedowns, all stuff with Khabib Nurmagomedov gave a crap and kept trying to drag you to hell.
It's just his understanding of balance and weight placement was incredible, dude. Like, I've been fighting in wrestling a long time as well, but he just knew where my weight was and where it needed to be for me to stay up with his foot trips. It's hard to explain, man, but...
The bear wrestling backstory, that cold stare, and the sheer strength and skill may have been the most debilitating fighters in UFC history. Number 5, Cain Velasquez.
Personally seen fight, Cain stands out as the best.
This might be the most terrifying out of the bunch because we're talking about a heavyweight. Most of these pressure heavy non-stop offensive fighters are from the smaller weight classes at the cardio to sustain their offense. Most heavyweights don't have that level of cardio, except for Cain Velasquez.
265-pound version of Cain Velasquez.
To refresh your memory, Cain Velasquez was such a force back in his prime that he was hailed as the second coming of Fade, or its speed was unreal. His ground and pound was vicious, but his cardio for dude weighing 240 pounds was just insane.
He has superhuman endurance, and his ability to put a pace on guys. You would see these guys just wilt under the pressure.
Outside the octagon, he was a really nice guy, but once Cain stepped inside the cage, his alternate psycho self would come out, and he would just beat the hell out of people, disfiguring Brock Lesnar, mauling Junior Dos Santos for 15 minutes, or even Bigfoot Silva, and a pool of his own blood. Cain did all of this, and at the end of each fight, he looked ready to do it all over again. As a heavyweight wrestler boxer, King was an oddity amongst his peers. He wasn't putting people to sleep with one punch. When he was a heavyweight 10, his punches were brutal. And after almost every combo, it was either wall and mom or take down and disfigure a heavyweight with the cardio, the flyweight, and the persistence of the damn demon Alpha Blood.
Velasquez, he's still the greatest heavyweight of all time. Stipe is the most accomplished heavyweight of all time, but the greatest heavyweight of all time is Cain Velasquez.
Get knocked out by someone like Francis, you lose brain cells. You wake up the next day with a bad headache, but it happens to everyone, and it was just one shot.
Habib was better than me. I lost Saturday to somebody who I think I'm better than.
Is that what makes it tougher to digest as well?
When you lose to Max Holloway or Cole Covington, you lose brain cells or bloody faces all over the internet. Fans are wondering if that was the end for you. The worst of all, you wake up in fear, knowing damn well that you will never ever come close to the guy who handed you the single most painful defeat in your life. Now that's real fear. Hope you enjoyed it, but I gotta bounce. Catch y'all next one. Peace out.